Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. So the OXY or the OXY, I'm assuming it's OXY. So the OXY invite comes up tomorrow, the 4th of May. Can you believe it? We're already in May. Yes, we are. Time is certainly winding down. But with that said, the OXY invite comes up tomorrow and our girl, my good gal, Brianna Williams lines up here. So I'm definitely excited to see her. Of course, this will be our first time seeing her outdoors, one and two, since she lifted her whole life up again and moved back to the United States to train with John Smith Athletics alongside her training partner as well, Mary Josie Talu Smith. She's now married child, so she's now Smith, right? So with that said, Brianna Williams opens up tomorrow, and she opens up interestingly over the 100 meters and also the 200 meters. So, right off the bat, before I even get into the start list track, is the mere fact that I see Brianna opening up over the one and the two tells me a couple of things. One, clearly, this is for me like a warm up race, right? Or races, in my opinion, for what is to come the next week. So she goes to the Jamaican invite the following week with what I believe will be tougher competition then. So this week is pretty much, in my opinion, some warm up races to that particular event. Also, track is the mere fact that I see her doing the 100 meters and the 200 meters tells me as well that she is in great health, meaning that she's not having any injury concerns right now, so that she can manage doing two events, the 100 meters and the 200 meters. And it's been a while since we've seen Brianna do such a double. Also, I do think it's probably only the American coaches that have their athletes do this type of double. And you know what? It kind of sits well with me when you're talking about, trying to, work on your strength, especially when you consider these runs to be training runs. Getting in two solid races at one particular meet for me is a good thing or a good sign as far as I'm concerned, that Brianna right now in this particular moment is working on strengthening herself. So I'm definitely excited to see what will happen in these races for Brianna. But yeah, this is definitely the vibe I get. So one is a training run. Two, don't really think that there's any kind of injury concerns that she's having, because again, she's taking part in two races. And three, yeah, she's definitely also working on her strength. So I'm excited again, as I said, to see the outcome of this particular meet for her. Now this will be her first outdoor performance, so yes, trackies, we have to also keep that in mind as well before we go off the rails in terms of what our expectations are. Though I have to say my expectations are always high for Brianna Williams. Now with that said, she lines up in the 100 meters, as I said, and the 200 meters. Now, in the 100 meters, she faces off against the likes of Jenna Prandini, that has gone 11.08 seconds so far this season. Within the ranks of what everybody else is doing, because nobody has really gone anything, crazy other than the collegiate. So I'm talking about the professional athletes. Nobody has really come out, doing anything, amazing so far this season. Everybody is slowly building into the season. So with that said, with that 11.08 under her belt, with a positive 2.2 plus some relays also underneath her legs, she's a pretty much, I would say, sharper athlete than Brianna would be in this particular race. But what I would say is that looking at, the running style, is that one, Prandini comes out slower, Brianna would come out faster, right? So it's going to be interesting to see that particular dynamic, right? If Brianna is back to her bullet start, because we did notice that her bullet start was missing, from indoors. So if she's back to her bullet start, it would definitely be interesting to see the dynamic between her and Prandini, one that comes out slower versus one that comes out faster, and how the race will end up. Now, of course, Jenna Prandini specializes in the 200 meters, so she's pretty much stronger, in the last part of the race. Whereas with Brianna Williams, that has always been her issue, where, she pretty much has an issue, maintaining her speed, you'd say last 30, 40 of the race. So with that said, it's going to be interesting to see that particular dynamic. There's also some hurdlers in this race as well. There's some other people that, for me personally, when I look at the field, the only one that really sticks out to me is a Jenna Prandini. So with that said, for me in this 100 meters, definitely Jenna Prandini is the one to keep an eye on. And then Brianna Williams, let us see what she'll be able to do. Hopefully she can be in the top ranks, hopefully like a second. Hopefully I'm not really pushing it, because again, this is our first first race out. No, don't get me wrong. She has been training, right? So she could very well come out and, win this race. It's in her capability to do so. But with that said, considering that some of these athletes have already ran and are much sharper, I'm not really expecting Brianna to come out and say, beat them. But if she does, child, I'll take it. If she doesn't, then clearly, as I said, we'll just go with how her execution was, and we definitely take it from there. Now, when I look at the 200 meters, she lines up against the likes of a Morleki Ikinison. Now, for Morleki Ikinison, she has not opened up over the 200 meters. Same thing like Jenna Prandini, has some 100 meters underneath her belt, got down to an 11.14. That's her fastest so far this season. And also, she has some relays underneath her belt for Team America. So that said, it's going to be interesting to see two athletes that one have not opened up over the two yet, but also one that has a few, 100-meter races under her belt. But considering that Brianna is doing the one and the two, it means that, okay, this 100-meter race, I'm assuming the 100 meters is going to come before the 200 meters. So with that said, this should warm her up nicely for the 200 meters. So I'm interested and intrigued to see what will happen here against Morleki Ikinison. When we look at it from a personal best standpoint, they're not far off in terms of their personal best at all. So with that said, again, I'm interested to see how things go here with a Brianna Williams and of course a Morleki Ikinison. Now that said, track is overall my expectation from a Brianna Williams. All I'm looking for at this particular point is execution. Looking to see exactly one, if her bullet, start has returned, that would be a great asset. And also looking to see how she executes the final phase of her race. Remember, that has always been her struggle point. The reason why she pretty much came to Jamaica was to try to fix that. It didn't get fixed clearly. So now she has moved on to John Smith Athletics. So let us see what happens in this particular race. For the first outing track is I never really, talk times. You know what I mean? I want to see what they first lay down and then I go from there. So after I see what the first, outing is like, I'll be like, okay, then let's go from there. So with that said, not looking at any particular times at this particular moment, just looking out for execution. And I'm also very much interested to see how she does in that 200 meters. It's her first time taking up the 200 meters in years. And I know she does have an interest also in heading to the Jamaican Championships and bidding for a spot in the 200 meters as well. So Brianna will be running the 100 meters and the 200 meters, at our national championship. So again, this for me is a solid start. It's telling me that, whatever is going on in training, is working for her because she's able to come out and compete in two races back to back for me at this particular point is very impressive. So again, it's just a wait and see at this moment to see how she performs in the race. But with that said, Trackies, let me know your thoughts now in the comment section below. So Brianna opens up over the weekend at the OXY invite, and at this particular invite, for me personally, it will be a training run, a blowout for what is to come at the Jamaican invite. What do you think and how do you think she will place? Are you looking at times right now or are you just waiting to see how the first one goes and then you will, give your thoughts on how she will do as the season progresses? Because I know some of y'all have a lot to say when it comes to Brianna. Now, don't be rude. But anyway, sound off in the comment section below. Like the video, of course, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.